What up, everybody? In Ghost Season 4, Episode 2, when Zion was first introduced, it was clear by the conversation that he had with Tariq and Braden that he was very familiar with Ghost and Tommy, to the point we questioned if Zion could be Ghost's mystery brother that has been mentioned by Courtney Kemp in an interview. Davis told Tariq that Zion only took the meeting based upon Tariq's last name, whether Tariq liked it or not, liked him or not. This is another clue of Zion's connection with Ghost, because the fact that he knew Ghost was James St. Patrick. And that might not seem like that big of a deal, but the thing is that Ghost always tried to keep his two worlds separate. Those who knew him as James St. Patrick didn't know him as Ghost. So Zion had to been close enough to Ghost to see his face. It wasn't said in the episode where Zion was from, but the champion who was fighting in the ring at the time was from Queens, the same place where Ghost, Tommy, and Kanan are from, as well as the Thomas family from Raising Kanan. Then in episode 4, we got another clue in regards to Zion. Kamal Tate went to talk to Detective Carter about Zion after one of his distros, Roman, who Tariq set up, started snitching and told Tate that Zion was his plug. And he told Carter that Zion's real name is Marcus Washington. And this could be a potential clue of how Zion knows Ghost. Zion could potentially be D-Wiz's older brother, who has been mentioned and was called a wild boy in Raising Kanan, because D-Wiz's government name was Derek Washington. Since D-Wiz's brother was first mentioned, we've been waiting for him to come on the scene, looking to avenge his brother's murder. D-Wiz's brother's name has never been mentioned, and neither has a nickname been given to him. He was only referred to as D-Wiz's brother, and like I said, RAQ called him a wild boy. This definitely could be talking about a young Zion, because just from his one scene, he definitely seems like he's a little wild. And there's also the fact that it was said that Zion grew up fighting in that fight club. That's definitely something that somebody like RAQ could have known about, and part of the reason why she called him a wild boy. When Tariq asked Davis why they were meeting Zion at the fight club, Davis told Tariq that it was the safest place to meet the crazy motherfucker. Again, this sounds a lot like RAQ calling D-Wiz's brother a wild boy. It was also said that D-Wiz's brother had just got out of jail, and that he was constantly in and out also. And D-Wiz and Kanan were able to get the guns they killed Buck 20 with, because D-Wiz's brother had gats stashed all around the house. Now keep it in mind that Zion could potentially be D-Wiz's older brother. At the same time, it's also possible that Zion's connection to Ghost could be through the gang, the RSKs, that stands for the Rock Street Killers. I ignored this possibility at first when we were introduced to Zion, because the fact that he was wearing all black and the RSKs always dressed in green. But yesterday I shared this photo saying it was Davis McLean, and everyone in my comments was telling me that it's Zion. And now from the exclusive episode 5 images, we know it is indeed Zion. So once I realized it was Zion in this picture, the first thing I noticed was the color of his shirt, and that it is green. So Zion wearing a green shirt is definitely pointing in the direction that he is a RSK. The problem with that, it seems like he would be much higher up than Roller or Quarterwater. This could be because he was not around at the time the RSKs were in the picture during Season 1 and 2 of Power. When Davis was first telling Tariq about Zion, he said he represented him in a RICO case back in the day. And either though Zion won the case, he could have been held in custody the whole time until after the trial, after getting denied bail. Like with Ghost and with Tasha, and what we see going on in real life with Young Thug. And sometimes these things can drag out for years. By the sound of Davis's conversation with Zion, that's exactly what happened as well. Because Zion told Davis that it hadn't been long enough. Like he was talking about being locked up and getting out. So Zion could definitely be the founder and the boss of the RSKs. And Roller was running things for Zion while he was on the inside. Now if both things are true, and Zion is D-Wiz's older brother, as well as the founder of the RSKs, let's re-examine the name of the RSKs. The RAQ Street Killers. Could this actually be the RAQ in RAQ Street Killers instead of the RAQ like ROCK Killers? Meaning, did this group get their name after killing Raquel Thomas? Maybe they didn't even initially name themselves, but people just started calling a bunch of wild boys dressed in green the RAQ Street Killers after they murked the infamous queenpin of queens, Raquel Thomas. And before anybody says that RAQ is still alive based upon Kanan's conversation with Ghost in Season 2 of Power, also keep in mind that when Kanan died, the news report said that he had no remaining next of kin. So because of the conflicting reports, RAQ's fate is still unknown. But this would explain why Kanan had such a beef with the RSKs, because they killed his mother. When he was on the inside, he pinned all the chaos he was causing specifically on Rolla and had Ghost kill him. Then once he got out, he specifically orchestrated a plan to go with Tommy to kill Quarterwater and his crew so he could take over their territory. But was this deeper than some territory? Was this Kanan finally getting revenge for the death of his mother? And that's why before killing Quarterwater, he made sure to insult his mother. And another clue that I might have overlooked at the time is the fact when Tariq and Brayden went to meet up with Zion, Brayden was wearing a green jacket. Brayden wearing the RSK's color when meeting Zion could be an Easter egg that Zion is the RSK boss. The Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4 Episode 5 trailer shows Kane fighting Zion at his underground fight club called Force Circle. The trailer also shows a clip of Noma walking through the fight club as well. The trailer also shows Tariq telling Brayden that they know everything. But the question I have is why is Kane fighting Zion, who is currently Tariq and Brayden's supplier? It could potentially be Noma and Kane trying to take Tariq and Brayden out of the game. Kane could possibly put up a wager as a fight with Zion that if he beats Zion, Zion would have to cut Tariq and Brayden off. Or possibly something similar to what we saw Terry Flannery do with Henrietta in BMF Season 3 by going over her head and supplying her plug at a better price so they would cut her off. Kane and Noma could potentially approach Zion on business, and Zion would then deny them, and then Kane would challenge Zion's pride by challenging him to a fight. I don't know if it said if Zion ever lost a fight or not, but it did say he grew up fighting in the club before taking over ownership. Zion could be compared to like a Floyd Mayweather of underground fighting, where he doesn't really fight anymore. He's now in an ownership position, but still more than capable of throwing down if he has to. And with his credentials, if Kane challenges him, he might feel disrespected and agree to fight while also underestimating Kane at the same time. But Kane is also skilled with his hands in his own right. We've seen Kane throwing hands on several occasions throughout Power, dating back to when he was first introduced when he fought Rel outside at Zeke's party. Either though Kane did act like he was scared of Mecca at the same time. But if Kane does challenge Zion to a fight where the stakes would be something like cutting off Tariq and Brayden, another question is, what's on the other side of the coin? What does Zion get if he wins the fight? And what if Kane is not there to only beat Zion in this match, but he's there to kill him? Or just happens to kill Zion in this match? Then this will come full circle when Zion is introduced on either Raising Kanan or Origins. We could potentially see a young Zion fighting as the champion of Force Circle and how he starts the RSKs and takes out RAQ as revenge for D-Wiz, going full circle to the point of the very first episode that started it all. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.